Hello, friends. In a massive boost to Make in India and the global trade, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Omani officials have finalized a landmark free trade agreement. This deal is a game changer, granting India zero duty access to 99% of its exports to Oman. Let us explore this further. Hello everyone. Today we are witnessing a watershed moment in the shifting sands of the global trade. On December 18th, which is yesterday, in the historic city of Muscat, India and Omani officials signed a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, or the free trade agreement. Now the trade deal happens often, but this is different. It is being hailed as the historic seal because of the staggering figure. 99.38% of the percentage of the Indian exports will now enter Oman completely duty free. Think about it. In an era where the global trade is becoming more, protectionist and tariff wars are back in the headlines, India and Oman have decided to go in the opposite direction. They are tearing down the walls. This deal doesn't happen in a vacuum. It was signed by Prime Minister Modi and His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq. It marks the 70th anniversary of diplomatic ties between these two nations that have been trading across Arabian Sea for a millennia. But today, that ancient relationship has been upgraded for the 21st century. Let's look at the crux of this agreement. What does the 99% duty-free actually looks like on the ground? Before the deal, most Indian goods entering Oman face a standard 5% import duty. While 5% might sound small in the world of high-volume international trade, it's a massive barrier to the profit margins. For some specific items like certain food products or luxury goods, those duties could soar as high as 100%. So under the new trade agreement, Oman has offered zero duty access on 98.08% of its tariff line. In terms of trade value, this covers 99.38% of everything India sends to Oman. Even more impressive is 97.96% of these product category see those duties disappear immediately. No long waiting period, no decades long phase outs. The gates are open now. This is Oman's first bilateral free trade agreement with any country in nearly 20 years. Their last one was with the United States back in 2006. For India, it is the second major deal in the Gulf region after the UAE pact in 2022. It signals that India isn't just looking at the West, it is cementing its position as a primary economic partner for the Middle East. So, who are the winners here? If you are an Indian exporter, the list is very long. First, let's talk about the labor-intensive sectors. This is where the deal hits home for millions of Indian workers. We are talking about textiles, leathers, footwear, gems and jewelry. Removing that 5% duty makes India apparel and jewelry instantly more competitive against the rival from Southeast Asia or Europe. Then there is agriculture. Oman is a massive importer of food and India is its natural granary. Under this deal, Indian staple like basmati rice, honey, cashews and processed food get a green channel. Even sensitive items like meat and dairy products from the Omani side see significant shifts. Engineering and pharmaceuticals are two other giants. India is often called the pharmacy of the world. And this deal includes the fast track provisions. If an Indian medicine is already approved by top tier regulator like the US FDA or the UK's MHRA, it will get streamlined registration in Oman. This is a game changer for Indian biotech firms. But it is not just about the big corporation. This deal is designed for MSME slash micro, small, medium enterprises. By removing the tariff tax, the FTA allows a small scale furniture make in Rajasthan or a tea exporter in Assam to compete on a level playing field in the muscat markets. Now, if we only talked about goods, we would be missing half the story. Indian Oman FTA is a comprehensive for a reason. It includes services as well as people. Oman has committed to opening up to 127 subsectors for Indian services providers. This includes IT, professional business services, healthcare, and education. But here is the part that really matters for nearly 700,000 Indian living in Oman. Professional mobility, for instance, for the first time, Oman has offered a major Mode 4 commitment. This is a technical jargon for the movement of natural persons. The quota for intra-corporate transferees have been hiked from 20% to 50%. More importantly, for the contractual services suppliers, the permitted stay has been extended from 90 days to 2 full years with an option to extend. This means Indian architects, engineers, and doctors can work on Omani projects with much more stability. It also means that Indian companies can now have 100% foreign direct investment in major services sectors in Oman. You can now invest freely into those markets and businesses and basically head to tail. Why is India doing this now? To answer that, you have to look at the map. Oman sits at the mouth of the Persian Gulf. It is the gateway to the Strait of Hormuz. For India, Oman is more than a trade partner. It is a strategic anchor. Oman is a key supplier of India's energy and industrial input. We import billions of dollars worth of crude oil, LNG, and fertilizers like urea from them. This deal ensures that India's energy security is locked in. On the flip side, India is helping Oman with this vision of 2040 to diversify its economic away from the oil. We are looking at the joint ventures in green hydrogen, renewable energy, and space technologies. But there is a bigger geopolitical chess game here. The deal serves as a bridge to 3 continents. Through Oman, Indian goods can move easily, reach the rest of GCC, which is Gulf Cooperation Council, and the markets of the East Africa and even Central Asia. It is also a clever move to de-risk. As the US and Europe discusses higher tariffs, India is building a southern coalition of trade. By securing these deals with UAE and now Oman, India is creating a frictionless trade corridor that bypasses global volatility. As we wrap up, let's look at the road ahead. Experts believe this deal will push bilateral trade from current 10.5 billion to over 15 billion in just next few years. But beyond the billions, this is about the trust. Prime Minister Modi summed it up best when he said this deal gives new energy to the relationship that is already a millennia old. It is a win for the Indian farmer, a win for Omani consumer, and a win for the Indian professionals looking to make their mark in the Gulf. Muscat milestone isn't just about 99% of the exports, it's about 100% commitment of the two nations to grow together. So friends, thank you for listening, thank you for joining live. The next time you see a Made in India label in a shop in Muscat or Omani dates in market in Delhi, remember, it is not just trade, it's a historic partnership in motion. I'd like to know your comments in the section below, and any question, I love to receive them from you. Nevertheless, have a good time and I will catch you again in the next one.